This area, in the middle of nowhere, where the hell am I?
$1조 넘는 가치가 있습니다.
Is worth over $1 trillion. And it might just be the most important plot of land in America right now. The McDermott Caldera, a 28 by 22 mile wide area that spans northern Nevada and southern Oregon. This is in Humboldt County, the northernmost county in the state. Quiet, rural area with one major city. And it is about to look very different in the next 5 to 10 years. You see, something was discovered right here at Thacker Pass that's going to affect the county, the state, the American economy, international relations. I mean, the list just goes on. And there is plenty of controversies surrounding it. I am in the middle of nowhere. Welcome to Winnemucca. This is Winnemucca, Nevada.
It's just a friendly, welcoming community. It's home.
The city became a central shipping point to mines after the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869. Silver ore and gold were discovered through the 19th and 20th centuries, boosting the town's population and economy.
I believe Nevada is like the 4th largest producer of gold in the world.
Gold is huge here. There are mines nearby that have been operating for decades. Winnemucca has always been a ranching and mining town. Most people in town aren't raised here. They end up moving out here by themselves or with their family for work. And it's almost always work in the mines. And now, a new discovery will change this place.
You know, we won't just be a stop in the road on the way to Burning Man.
Just north of Winnemucca is the McDermott Caldera, considered the origin point of the Yellowstone hotspot. Hotspots are caused by hot materials rising from near the Earth's core. The hot materials heat up a magma chamber, and eventually that pressure has to go somewhere. Eruption. Lava spews out all over and destroys everything in its path. Somewhere between 16.3 and 16.4 million years ago, that now empty lava chamber eventually collapsed in on itself and created a caldera. The combination of hydrothermal fluid, rainwater, and groundwater creates a lake bed in the caldera. At some point, the magma looked like it would erupt again, but didn't. And those rising temperatures pushed up even more hydrothermal fluid that created even more mineral enrichment. Over time, the minerals settled to the bottom of the lake, and over more time, the water in that lake evaporated and left a thick layer of clay at the bottom. And this clay might as well just be a big pile of muddy cash, because in this clay is white gold. And a white gold rush is coming for Winnemucca.
It's not the first gold rush that's come to Winnemucca.
Okay, I'm heading about 60 miles north of Winnemucca right now to an area called Thacker Pass, the epicenter of lithium mining, not just in the McDermott Caldera, but in all of America, and kind of the world. So let's go see what the most important plot of land in America looks like. About 15 miles from Thacker Pass. I lost cell service like about 15 miles ago, so we are off the grid. Okay, I think we made it. You see, Thacker Pass has a very specific type of clay called illite clay. Different than the smectite clay that is more commonly found throughout the caldera. That illite clay has an incredibly high concentration of lithium in it, more than double what's found in the smectite clay. The area was known to have mercury, gold, uranium, and gallium enrichments, but the behemoth now is lithium. And that makes Thacker Pass one of the most important plots of land in America right now. There's an estimated $3.9 billion worth of lithium back there. 2 million tons more lithium than the current largest mine in the world in Bolivia. And the entire McDermott Caldera is estimated to hold $1.5 trillion of lithium, making it the largest reserve in the world. But it's currently untapped. Right now, about 90% of the world's lithium is mined in Bolivia, Chile, China, and Australia. And the US currently imports its lithium from those countries. China dominates the processing of lithium globally, and we are playing catch-up. Just look at the approval process for the mine at Thacker Pass, how quickly it was pushed through. Maine has a large amount of lithium in hard rock, but the state has very strict laws around mining. North Carolina also has lithium in hard rock, but mining there would require moving people out of houses, rezoning, and all kinds of other complexities. But companies are still trying. There is a mine in Silver Peak, Nevada that mines lithium through brine and processes it using evaporation ponds, a process that takes time and very specific climates, so it can't be done anywhere, and it's only a fraction of what could be produced at Thacker Pass. And humanity is definitely gonna need that lithium. Let me show you. Humanity has lived through the Copper Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, and now we are in the early stages of the Lithium Age. The International Energy Agency believes that the demand for lithium could rise 40 times by 2040. Lithium is the main ingredient in the batteries we use for our phones, laptops, tablets, vapes, power tools, toothbrushes, basically anything that uses a battery, and especially EVs and other forms of renewable energy. As America and the global population transitions away from fossil fuels and invests more in things like solar, wind, and hydropower, the energy harvested will need to be stored somewhere. More lithium-ion batteries. Okay, I see some no trespassing signs. Now, a lot of companies are looking for approval to mine here, but only one company has it, and that is Lithium Americas, which, by the way, just split into two, a North American entity and a South American entity. And a lot of people think it was to distance themselves from the South American entity, whose largest shareholder is Ganfeng Lithium, a Chinese lithium company. The company has the rights to mine acres of land here, and it broke ground on the 30-month construction project in March. But it's estimated that mining and processing of lithium here at Thacker Pass won't start until 2026. The company plans to operate this mine for over 40 years, the first 20 of which will remove material from above the water table, in an effort to not affect the supplies in the surrounding areas, with plans to propose a safe way to mine below the water table. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be very safe. General Motors has invested $650 million into Lithium Americas to get exclusive rights to the lithium mined here at Thacker Pass for the first 10 years, with an option to extend another 5 years. And Lithium Americas is pushing for approval for other mines all throughout the McDermott caldera. Seems like a win-win, right? But it's much more complicated than that. If you look into this story, one of the first things you'll find are the indigenous tribes that are protesting the mine. The Paiute and Shoshone tribes consider Thacker Pass sacred, a site where their ancestors were massacred on 2 separate occasions, one being by the US cavalry in 1865. And they have appealed and protested at multiple points throughout the process, even bringing it all the way to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, where ultimately it was approved. The mine at Thacker Pass is the first of its kind. It is the only clay-based lithium mine in the world. Processing of clay-based lithium is unproven, or at least untested at a large scale. Currently, 100% of the world's lithium comes from brines and hard rock. Lithium Americas, the company itself, has said the project will be the first of its kind with respect to lithium extraction, and therefore lithium carbonate production from clay mineralization. As such, technical challenges could occur. The technology utilized in this project is not new to mineral, metallurgical, and chemical processing. However, it is being used in a novel way. The mine also highlights the paradox of mining for green energy products. Environmentalists in general conclude that all mines pollute in one way or another, and many worry that the mine will affect local wildlife and vegetation, like the pronghorn antelope, golden eagles, sage grouse, and a species of snail that could already end up on the endangered species list. Mining lithium also uses a lot of water, in a region already affected by droughts. And then there are the localities like Winnemucca.
There's going to be change, okay? You want to try to manage the change so you don't lose your quality of life.
Construction of the mine and processing center will require about 2,000 workers, 25% of the city's population.
It'll be a big boom for our economy, but it'll also be a big burden on us. Water demand, the sewer demand, the man camp is located within the city limits.
Lithium Americas has plans to build the lodge or man camp where the workers will live, and those workers will certainly flock to local businesses and restaurants.
There will be quote-unquote big city problems that they haven't experienced before.
But then comes the operation of the mine. So we're anticipating 2,000 to 3,000 new residents to our community. Like every place else in America, we don't have the housing. We have contractors here who build houses, and most of them can maybe put 4 to 6 a year on the ground. That's one of my biggest concerns is housing, where they're going to live.
The Department of Energy just announced a $2 billion loan to a company called Redwood Materials, Inc. in Nevada. And our government just deemed University of Nevada, Reno as a tech hub, giving it more opportunity for funding and resources. The goal is to create a self-sustaining lithium loop, where the mineral is mined, processed, manufactured, and recycled, all here in Nevada.
We have all the interests that make up a car battery. We have the Tesla Gigafactory, Redwood Materials, recycling. It's developing, it's happening. Discussions like we had today help close the loop. But, you know, part of the loop is we need housing, we need training, we need sewer plants, we need schools, things like that. So that's part of the loop.
And all of that puts the state front and center in the country's quest for a green energy economy.
We may have growth that I don't want.
What does that mean?
That means I'd hate for us to grow to the point where we're like a major city, like Reno. I like a small town.
This region is well suited to be able to handle this and to handle it well.
But Thacker Pass is just the beginning. And lithium is only one piece of the puzzle. We're gonna need many more Thacker Passes, along with mines for cobalt, nickel, and graphite, if we want to compete on a global scale.
The Thacker Pass project is the largest known lithium deposit in the United States.
현재까지 알려진 미국 최대 규모의 리튬 매장지이자 세계에서도 가장 큰 매장지 중 하나입니다. 2007년부터 세커패스에 대한 상당한 탐사가 있었습니다. 토지관리국은 2021년 1월 광산 개발을 승인하는 결정 기록을 발행했습니다. 법원이 긴급 항소를 기각한 후 2023년 3월에 건설이 시작되었습니다. 프로젝트 부지는 18,000에이커 300하에 달하며 그중 6,000에이커의 400하 미만이 채굴됩니다. 서북서쪽으로 21마일 34km 떨어진 부지에서 먹더벗 캘데러 내의 네바다 주 오르바다와 로브예이디에이. 이 광산은 세계 최대 리튬 채굴 회사인 중국의 간팽 리튬사가 최대 주주인 리튬 아메리카사의 전액 출자 자회사인 리시엄 너바더 LLC의 프로젝트입니다. 최대 용량으로 가동하면 연간 66영톤을 생산할 수 있으며 이는 현재 2021년 전 세계 리튬 수요의 25%에 해당하며 이는 향후 5년 동안 3배로 증가할 것으로 예상됩니다. 2023년 1월 말 자동차 거대 기업인 제너럴 모터즈는 광산 프로젝트에 6억 5천만 달러를 투자하여 GM이 첫 번째 생산 단계에 독점적으로 접근할 수 있도록 할 것이라고 발표했습니다.
질문 리튬 아메리카스사는 중국 기업 소유인가요?
이 광산은 캐나다의 리시엄 어메러커즈와 중국의 GANFENG 리시엄이 공동 소유하고 있습니다. 미국과 중국이 전 세계적으로 경쟁 갈등 관계에 들어가면서 서구 기업들은 이전 중국 파트너와 분리하거나 위험 요인 제거 같은 방법.
리시엄 어메러커즈가 분할되는 이유는 무엇입니까?
이번 주식회사 분할로 무엇보다도 다음과 같은 이점을 통해 가치를 창출할 것으로 기대합니다. 북미 리튬 공급망을 지원하는 데 중요한 최상위 자산을 갖춘 순수 북미 기업 창출, 상업 생산에 가까워진 최고 수준의 리튬 염수 자산을 가진 아르헨티나 광산의 순수 독립.
테슬라는 누구로부터 리튬을 구입합니까?
테슬라가 2022년에 발표한 보고서에 따르면 회사는 미국의 엘버말 및 LIVENT와 중국의 GANFENG과 같은 공급업체로부터 리튬을 구매합니다. 배터리 공급망의 40%를 중국에 의존합니다.
Workers can't lead the world in the production of electric vehicles and batteries. I mean, there is no reason. have the capacity.
But in the U.S., we simply don't have the resources to do it effectively without depending on foreign sources. And what I mean by that is the materials that go into lithium-ion batteries. Lithium Nevada is developing a project in northeastern, north-central Nevada at a place called Thacker Pass.
So this is an example of what lithium carbonate looks like. This is our final product that we'll be producing at the plant. It looks like flour. There's nothing really special about this except that this is the material that is really used as a raw material to make batteries that will go into probably all of our electric vehicles one day.
Right now in the U.S., we produce probably less than 1% of global supply of lithium, and we'll increase that amount well over tenfold.
There's potentially additional funding that could come with this, but it's more a signal than anything else. I think at this point where the government would like the private sector to step up and move quicker, given the growth that we've seen in electric vehicles and electric vehicle adoption.
The last 2 days, the moves as Senator Manchin pushed back on the administration's ambitious EV plan. The stock, though, has more than doubled over the past year. Let's bring back Lithium America's CEO, Jonathan Evans. John, great to have you back. Welcome.
Thanks. Thank you.
I want to ask you about lithium overall. The prices that we've seen with so many metals just skyrocketing across the board, particularly after the Ukraine invasion. And so I'm wondering, with the administration's move to invoke DPA, Defense Production Act, you know, when you heard that happen, did you think my timeline for producing lithium in America has actually moved up? Has it changed anything in terms of your timeline?
For our particular company, we're still on path, really the same, the plans we had before was to get into production as soon as possible, at least construction in the United States, which we're targeting the second half of this year. I think DPA really kind of crystallizes the government's concerns around lithium and a host of other critical minerals, making it a national and economic security issue. That, in addition to the administration's moves with